Bro, a warning! A flash flood warning! Oh no! On an HP storm day? They would never! Some of these storms you need a pontoon boat to be able to see the tornado. Hey, it's going to happen live on stream. We're at 152,999 miles. We're going to hit 153,000 today. We hit 150,000 like 2 streams ago. So let's go 153. And I haven't even left Oklahoma or Texas. This we're already at 100. Like we've already driven like 6,000 or 7,000 miles since the start of the year. 153,000! Yay! I found chili cheese flavored jerky. And I was like, this is either going to be delicious or really disgusting. I'd recommend it. It's actually very good. My project, I've got a lot of stuff to do this week, but I think I'm going to take the car to the firehouse with me on Friday, and I'm going to figure out why in the hell there is so much interference in this car, because I've done a really good job at isolating everything, but there is a lot of RF interference for some reason. And everything is ferrite beaten to hell already. Maybe I need to get some better shielded coax for the antenna or something. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I was just poking my head in Discord, seeing what the great minds in there are talking about. And yeah, anvil shading earlier in the day from the storms that blew up, especially further north, like the northern end of the target just popped off and was going for like an hour before anything down here did. The anvil shading, as it's been blowing off of these storms, kind of just trashed the lapse rates in the lower levels and moderated some of the energy return and ability for the storms to go as nuclear as they were. The hilarity of the fact that, man, the NSSL is everywhere out here. The Dow has got to be somewhere close by. Um, the hilarity of the fact that I like targeted Hinton as a good starting point to get gas, get food, get the car set up, get the stream going, and I have just driven a giant circle, and I'm pulling back into Hinton 4 hours later. That shit is never lost on me on days like this, because oh, long track, tornadoes, today's gonna go huge, and it's gonna. Tonight is gonna be a bad night. All of the ingredients are there, but the thought was that it was going to go a little earlier during the day than it did. Like, it was supposed to fire as early as 1 o'clock, and it didn't. I kind of went into today thinking that it was going to be, I start in western Oklahoma, and I end up in, and I've just been driving in circles. I mean, and I swear, I know that there's probably at least a couple of you that will see this that worked with me at MedStar. It's just like post moves, where you're just driving in circles, waiting for something to happen, and then you go here and do something. It's kind of interesting for a little bit, but then you just drive in constant circles. I hate days like this. Is this a paved road? I think this is a paved road. That is not a paved road. I'm not chancing. Oh, it is a paved road, but I'm not chancing that. We are just gonna haul ass down to 40 and get west, because this storm is intensifying rapidly. We've been live for 3 hours already. No audio, brother dude. Oh, that's an awesome, just grammatical comment. 10 out of 10. Like I said, I mean, the audio's been on. I just haven't been talking. Which I think is an important part of live streaming. It's basically like schizophrenia. I'm talking to people that aren't there. You guys are there, but, I need more caffeine. Yeah, I mean, Jake, I've had audio the entire time, technically, because the microphone has been on. It's been unmuted. Like, if I said something, you'd hear it. Because I was just running with the assumption that it was picking up the background noise, and you guys were able to hear the weather radio and the road noise. But for some reason, there's a noise filter that I don't know where it came from that's just not allowing that to happen. And I don't know. Because I didn't put that noise filter on. The Austin Tate Lyle is the name of the Austin Todd Lyle is the railroad we just crossed. It's a goofy little grain railroad here in central Oklahoma, and they have neon green and fluorescent blue locomotives that are named after the owner's kids, and it's actually kind of strange. Are you able to fine-tune out noise cancellation? Yeah, I should be able to. But to be completely honest, I haven't messed with it too much because it hasn't been a problem until today's stream. and for some reason, I did not enable it. Facebook started doing closed captioning on my streams. That's a new one for me as well. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had the mics unmuted and I wasn't talking, so it probably is just something in OBS that's turned on. Uh, I wonder. Just hit the filters button. That's the wrong button. Where's the filters? Reband equalizer. No, I don't have any filters put on this microphone. That's a maybe there's just some kind of automatic noise canceling. I wonder if it's in the webcam software. Logitech, you sneaky bastards. Yeah, it's for the noise problem. I think it's just because like everything that is in the car for the live streaming all runs in, and I mean I did a pretty good job of running everything and anchoring it. But I think it's just because it all comes together right in the same spot where the scanner sits. I think there just needs to be some better shielding on the coax to stop the little bit of interference problem that I'm having. I could probably get away with just getting a run of the low loss, high shielded coax from Ham Depot and cutting it to exactly what I need it, so there's no interference loops or anything. But I know I've talked to, yeah. Oh shit, that's right. 281 is closed down here. Uh, what was I gonna say? I know I mean I've mentioned it to a few people, and I know I've talked about it in Discord. But one of my plans that's on the horizon is gonna be replacing this car and getting an SUV. I'm kind of leaning towards like a Bronco or an Explorer, something that has space and four-wheel drive. And the other reason, like I'm anchored on a couple of very specific vehicles, is so I can do a proper build out and have everything just right instead of putting you know, a tablet mount, a laptop rack, the emergency light controller, and all of the shit that is just cluttering the interior of this car in a you know, in a console in a defined space, have an electronics tray in the trunk, and do everything right. But I mean, yeah, the 3.5 V6s, they do have good transmissions. They're not like the 10L80 that's on my F-150, which is just a ticking time bomb. Shit. Well, I took the long way around for no reason. This is going to add a couple extra minutes, and this thing's about to be producing a monster tornado, if it's not already. oh, and I picked a terrible road to go down. Um, yeah, yeah. I the warranty on my truck is good to 10 years or 185,000 miles, whichever comes first. And I really don't want to know whatever comes first because I don't want to have to go through rebuilding the trans or having to even worse because the particular V6 that I have in there has got I managed the stream going up this hill. It's a tree tunnel. Um, the engine has issues with the cam phasers and the lifters, and it's just, a typical Ford product. And I actually have to turn around because the storm's turning and going north of the highway, and I'm way too far south. So, I'm just over here in fucking La La Land, I guess. The other, uh, the other vehicle-related project that is more in the midterm future than buying a new chase car. And I mean, when I say new, a used Bronco or Explorer off a Copart or from one of the law enforcement dealers that I can get, for 10 grand, 14, 15 grand, um, is doing a proper tri-band router and maybe Starlink integration for next season if I'm with a Peplink Max BR5 that does the 3 carrier uh, the router is able to do, it's a cellular router, it's able to do the 3 bands, the 3 cellular, so 3 cellular carriers, and it has a WAN input for Starlink integration. So, in theory, and I know there's a couple people in the community that are trialing it right now. In theory, you're always going to have some form of data connection, whether it be, in my case, FirstNet, Verizon, or Sprint T-Mobile, or Starlink as your either your primary or your fallback, depending on how you set it up. And yeah, it would take away some of the issues we've already had. I've been extremely fortunate with FirstNet. I've not had any problems. Like, if I don't have signal, it's because there is no signal. Otherwise, FirstNet's been able to get me 5G pretty much all season. But that would just be a next level game changer. I mean, it'd probably be able to push 4K to YouTube and Facebook, which would be pretty cool. Fucking idiot! we go. It went to narrow screen for some reason. Circulation on this storm looks like crap. Oh, there it is. It's right there in the middle. It's definitely rain shielded. I guess we'll go back through the tornadic thunderstorm has weakened below tornadic limits.